Welcome to Pub Sports Radio, NCAA Net Profit. We are live, baby live, as I like to say, Max. How you doing today? Doing better? I heard you had a good live betting night last night.
Well,
Tell me,
Connor, I was happy that I didn't go 0-4, 0-5 on the show. God bless that. And you know what, Connor? I think I'm going to have to add your action to my action every show now, just so I can boost up that record, you know? I'm a volume guy, and holding me down to 5 or 6 plays, that just feels like telling a lion to go vegetarian. It's just never going to happen. So I was very impressed with your capping last night. I watched Eastern Washington, enjoyed the game. But the bottom line is, for me, I was losing my goddamn shirt on the main board pregame, and I had to fuck with my eyes open all over my bookie's face because he was fucking sending me text messages about the UConn game and rubbing it in. So I was like, okay, I'm going to take out my phone. I'm going to open up your app, and I'm going to start live betting on all the games I'm watching. Cha-cha-ching, brah.
Cha-cha-ching. Yeah, Max on record. Yeah, Max's record's better right now on Jimmy's show. But hey, this is a long year, and Max bets a shitload of games, and not even pre, but live. So you really got to follow Max to know his true what's going on. So, and I guarantee you, he'll probably have a rough spot when you do Jimmy's show. You're gonna get hot here, and yeah, thanks for the comments. But I would watch my action and have at a distance, maybe only the one you kind of like. So. But it feels good to start to get going, have 3 or 4 good days in a row, and really start rolling in college basketball. Yeah, let's hit it real close. The bad one, the one that lost. I mean, what a second half for Hofstra. Just Stony Brook all of a sudden just gets hot from 3. At halftime it was a 3-point lead. I thought it was decent, and then just haven't seen Hofstra that bad all year long, especially a half a play. It was pretty ugly. Like I said, Stony Brook, a few guys, their bench players, just raining threes. I mean,
Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead.
Juan Felix Rodriguez, buddy, that used to be the starting point guard before they got all this influx of talent. And you saw at the end of the first half that Hofstra was losing control, and Stony Brook had figured out what they were going to do offensively. So a bad spot for Hofstra. I think that it could have been rigged, bud. I think that game could have been rigged. I think they watched our show. They knew how much we liked Hofstra, and they're like, yo, let's pay somebody $10,000 on the team, and let's fucking get this game thrown. I think that's what happened. Probably Zach Cook, because he used to play in New Jersey.
Yeah, just what's his name? Porcelli hits 4 for
Frankie
4 from
Porcelli,
3.
yeah.
Stevenson Moon just ringing it. Jenkins. It was like, these guys aren't great shooters, but you get hot. Like you talked about, Eastern Washington thought the number was too big. They played good. Another good one, Utah Valley. I thought it'd be a kind of a game like that. I thought there'd be a little more scoring, but Utah Valley, I thought defense would maybe dictate it, and they did. They didn't win, but obviously they covered in that one. Fresno, great first half. Kind of gave it away there at the end. Still got the cover and the under. I thought was a dead under. Go ahead with the Fresno.
They did give it away. It was brutal to watch, man. It was brutal. I'm sitting here watching on the monitor. I'm just like, bro, come on. Come on, Fresno. Yeah. What are you doing? Give it to Orlando Robinson. Get Orlando Robinson the ball. Come on, man.
He's it. He's the guy.
I had a plus 375 money line on it, Connor. I was like, I want that. And that was the one game I didn't take the first half money line with the dog on. I was
shit.
Hitting myself. I was like, you idiot. Like, why do you have the bankroll if you can't use it right?
Damn, yeah. That was I thought they played a perfect first half, just how they wanted to play. I think they were up 30-24 or 32-20, something like that. It was there to see, but perfect first half and just fold to give it up 47 in the second. And the dead under, the way too high of points in the K-State Marquette game. Marquette with a gritty 1-point win. We talked about it. We like that side. A little piece of that as well. And dead under. It went under just like we talked about, not only first half, but second half. So you did double up. You were golden there. All right, let's run through a few more scores. We got a short card tonight, even though I love it. Sometimes I like these short cards, Max. They just could pick out a few spots. I'm sure you like it. Sometimes you don't have enough monitors to watch enough games. So
yeah, absolutely. I think that with this game and with this slate, I get to fucking space out the games, watch them very closely, and that just means bad news for Gus and his live betting board. Because I'm coming for your Greek ass motherfucker. I'm coming.
He's coming, baby. Super Canadian. Maxwell Smart. Let's get to the scores here. Arizona, let's get to the top 25. Beat down Wyoming. In that one, they got there. Pounded it, team total. That was this one, Michigan State, the 8-point win. I was worried about that in that game, Max, and it happens. Unbelievable there if you had Minnesota. Minnesota team, I think, might be pretty good. We're going to see. Patino's gone. We'll see how they do later on in the year.
Hey, listen, Conor, let's just be frank about this. Minnesota may be better off with Ben Johnson coaching the team, but they won't be better off without little Patino strippers. Every athlete needs some strippers. It is what it is.
Yeah, and to think old man Patino didn't want to bring his family and coach UNLV because Las Vegas was a bad atmosphere. That's what he said. For his children to grow up in. That's what the old man said. Yeah, right. And then we all found out what he was doing later on. Florida, here we go. Florida with a big 30-point win. They bounced back. I'm glad I stayed off. Close, though. I mean, that was 26.5.
Yeah, I took the loss on that.
Hey, it just was huge. I thought they'd play a lot better. They're not obviously weren't going to lose, but big number there. And North Florida's covered some early on. Hell, let's get to a cover in the top 25, Max. Towson does it again. They lose by 11. This team, I love it. Flat spot for Ohio State. Sleepy game at home. You give Towson 15 points, this team will cover for you, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. And when you talk about the first half over, that push, so that pissed me off. But being able to lock down Towson and then being able to hit Ohio State on the second half, that really amped up the game because you saw the transition from first half to second half. EJ Liddell was getting busy, and they were playing good defense on Charles Thompson. Charles Thompson was getting where he wanted to in the first half, not as much in the second half. And I tip my hat to the Buckeyes for not losing outright because I thought it was very possible.
Yeah, you got to be leery of those ones. Let's get to this one. Wisconsin, depending on how you got it, you could have pushed, just covered. They beat Indiana by 5. That game stayed under. Did it? Yes, stayed under. We talked about that one yesterday.
And the team total stayed under also.
Yes, and the team total stayed under. Sorry. This was one, Utah State. They lost by 11. Kind of bad shooting night. Didn't make any shots down the stretch. Free throws. BYU gets the cover there. George Washington won by 13 over Coppin. Let's kind of whip through some of these and get today. Boston U, the 10-point win, Max, over UMass Lowell there. Marist with the 13-point win over Binghamton. That game stayed under, though, the total in that one.
Totals.
Fairfield with a 15-point win over Holy Cross. They get the cover in that one. Sick. Love it. Lipscomb, if you had them, they just covered. A lot of people had 17.5 if you did, and the hook there. Nothing like a hook win.
But Conor, remember that line opened at 13 or 13.5, so a lot of people had their freaking money in their pocket.
Yes, a lot of people did cover with that game, but some didn't because the ending line, if you got it, it was good there. The Wofford Gardner-Webb, I like that game to go over. It did, 78-70. Thought the total was light in that one. Let's go through a few more. We'll get out of here. Bonaventure did not cover. That game went over against Loyola Marion. Kind of a ho-hum game. You got to be leery of some of those. They might just not come out and smash. This is a perfect game for that, Max.
Yeah, with that game, listen, St. Bonaventure's proving that they're a better second half bet on team than they are a pregame team right now. Kyle Lofton will be back this weekend. I think they'll get right back down to business with their point guard rocking and rolling. And listen, this is why you have bankroll to lie bet. You treat yourself like a business, then you'll have the operating budget to take care of some of these bad calls that you make. And as a volume player, I'm going to make a lot of bad calls. And if you don't like it, you can kiss my hairy ass. How you like that?
No one wants the sight of the hairy ass.
Exactly.
SMU got the win, got the cover too. Good for them. I couldn't trust them, but they got it done last night. TCU got a good win over Utah. That Utah team just isn't the same on the road. They are a fade for me. on the road, as always. Georgetown. This one I was leery. I go, this Georgetown can cover this 6.5, Max. I go, no problem. Even it moved to 7, they win by whatever it was, 29, 100 to 71. So
yeah, that was a good
cover.
over spot. That was a good over spot.
That was. You talked about it. Even this horrible Omaha team, this ain't the same Drake team. Drake can't get the cover, and they don't. This one just slipped over. I want to talk about, and they covered Virginia Tech. Where's the offense been? I know Cornell's not got the greatest defense, and they were cold shooting, but big win and cover. I know some people like Cornell as a dog with those points. I think Cornell. They were. Yeah. Were they 8-0 to start the year? ATS.
Yeah. And because of the Penn State game, you knew that they could play, but I think that with Virginia Tech, they had some hot shooting early. That's what you need in a game against Cornell with their tempo and their balanced scoring. And if you don't put up 90, I think that game could have been closer, but it's water under the bridge now. It's a loss. It's classified as a bad call. And I won't be fucking my eyes open on that one either.
Yeah, well, how about this one? Weber State just got doors blown out. That game went over, so I had some of the over, so that was good. UNLV won big over Seattle. And San Diego State, chalk it up. Take their under. You will be a happy person. That goes under again. But they do not cover.
And Fullerton kept it close. That's also tip the hat to them for being able to score inside consistently and not settling for jump shots. They were fucking running fucking screens in the top circle and getting guys into the lane. That's what you got to do against San Diego State. Don't be afraid against the trees.
You're right, Max. Let's get to today's card. But before we do, let's give a shout out to the best chat in the game, Max. Let's get it done.
Damn
Real
straight.
Deal Prime. The Grinder. About Buck. What's up, man? Star Child, how you doing? Max on record. Colton Cordoba. Sorry, messed up your name. T-Mac, Taylor MacArthur, what's up? James Little, what's up? Crystal Warren, how you doing? Cash Action Bets. Rodney Barton, our guy. Mark Unkeper, what's up, man? I've seen you in a minute. Good to see you. Ramos, regular here. Roland G. Nathan Cerna. Prince of the City, my guy Ant, how you doing? He said Conor who? Max who? Talking that shit. I can't wait to get out to Vegas soon here. And shout out to Prince of the City. Dave in Cal 48, Ginger Griffith, IQJ. Shout out. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the bell, the whistle, all that good shit. Retweet our shit. We appreciate it. Vale Gotti. What's up, my guy? Mike Conley. How you doing? But let's get to the short card, Max. Let's get to today, what everyone wants here. Let's get to the big one here. 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. Texas Seton Hall. This line didn't move, Max. Last night, Seton Hall was catching a couple, 2.5 when I saw lines right when they came out. Totals 134. What do you like here?
Yeah, this is a spot where you got to play the line and really not the teams. And I think that when you saw the line come out, you definitely had to jump on that Seton Hall. There's value there. Now, I think that with the line flipped, I think that that is a move that will favor now Texas. I think that Texas can go in and win this game. I think it's going to be tight. Both defenses are very good, but both of them have not been heavily tested. I think that with Texas playing their second real game, we're going to learn a lot about them. But I think that with Trey Mitchell, and then you have that deep backcourt of guys that were there in Fabris and freaking Ramey and freaking Andrew Jones, along with Marcus Carr, I just think that Texas is going to be able to overwhelm Seton Hall's backcourt. While I do like Bryce Aiken and Jameer Harris at the mid-major level, they're not my favorite depth players at the Big East type conference level. So I just think that this is a spot that Texas could go in and win, grind it out, play defense, keep it ugly, rock fight city, and keep those scores down. I don't want to see either of these teams eclipse 65 points.
I'm with you. I wish the total was a little higher. I like the under here a bit as well, Max. And I don't really have a side. I thought they were right out the gate, Seton Hall. If you got 2.5 with them, I thought there was value with that. But I think it's gone through 0. Now it's 1.5. You definitely missed it. But if you think they can win, they just got to win. I mean, obviously by 2 now. So I'm off the side there. I definitely lean under. Shout out. What was his name? Marty Cordoba. Is that your name? My bad. Vero Video, we're going to get through all the games. Max, that's our last game on the card, I believe. So, short card, we're going to get through them all right now. All right, Max, let's get to the next one. Bethune-Cookman versus NC State. NC State's laying 24. This big number interests me a little bit. Can Bethune-Cookman stay in this game? And the total is 138. What'd you like?
Listen, I think that with North Carolina State, with all these injuries, we've had to see guys step up, and who hasn't stepped up more than Darian Seaborn? He's been fantastic. He's been able to stay on the floor, exploit smaller defenders, exploit slower defenders, and he's just doing a really good job alongside Jericho Holmes of alleviating some of this pressure from losing a guy like Manny Bates. I think at the end of the day, this is a North Carolina State team that is top heavy. I don't really like a lot of their depth pieces, but between the likes of Cam Hayes and Thomas Allen and Seaborn and Helms, I think that they can definitely win this game. With Bethune-Cookman, they're going to go as far as Joe French takes them. What we've seen from Joe French is that in the game against UCF, they were really able to double team him, make him take bad shots, make him work harder for it. If he's able to have an easier time tonight against North Carolina State's defense, which I think he will, I do think Bethune-Cookman has value at least first half, maybe split your bet first half full game. But for me, I think that the play that I'm attracted to the most would have to be the over. I think that this is a game that does find its way over, sort of like the Central Connecticut State game does. North Carolina State is going to fucking try and run. They're going to try and use their guard-heavy lineup to build the lead and build that margin. I think that Bethune-Cookman, if they get Joe French production, they're able to stay in it.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you think NC State gets to 80, right around there, if you think Cookman can get to the 60s, that'll get you over. That's in this game I want to talk about. Let's get to the next one, the big one. Purdue, number 1 ranked Purdue. Stacked. Williams, Edey, Ivy, this team, and deservedly so. Number 1, Purdue. This team's really good, but now they're laying 13.5, Max. The line is now at the rack in Rutgers. This Rutgers team struggled to shoot all year. They're usually better at home. I looked at this total. I kind of lean over here. I think Purdue, it's always tough. I think this is Purdue's first true road game, so should be interesting. I still think they could, but the number's big. This is a game I'm off, but I lean over here at 138. What do you think?
Yeah, Connor, I agree with you when it comes to the over. I like Purdue first half. I want to see how they play in this red out at the rack. And I also want to know if Geo Baker is going to be making his return from this hamstring injury that he suffered. I think that if he doesn't play, it adds just so much more pressure onto Ron Harper Jr. And when you get Mason Gillis back from his 4-game suspension, we've seen him average around 8 and 3, and he's providing some unsung production on the stat sheet. This is the guy that I think that will be tasked with taking on Harper Jr., pushing him around, keeping him out of the lane. And if Mason's able to do that effectively tonight for Purdue, I just don't see how Purdue doesn't get stopped again, like how Rutgers stops them. I like Rutgers from this standpoint, Connor. I like Andre Hyatt, the LSU transfer. I like Ralph Adji, the San Jose State transfer. If Steve Pikiell gets these guys into the lineup and plays a big lineup with Jaden Jones at the 2, then I think that can throw Purdue off, because what do we know about Purdue? When they're playing Eric Hunter or Ethan Morton, these are guys that get bullied around. And Isaiah Thompson, who's undersized. That's the best option for Rutgers, is to muck this game up, slow it down, and really use a big lineup to try and stop Purdue's offense. But this team is just too good.
Yeah, they're just too good. I agree. I don't think Rutgers has the size inside. You talked about it, trying to bring some of those guys in. I just don't think they're good enough. But we'll see. They've played them tough in years past, but this is a whole different team we're looking at here in Purdue than years past. All right, let's get to the next one. Detroit, Kent State. Kent State's favored by 6. Totals 138. What do you like here?
Yeah, this is a spot where I think that Kent State has a lot of freaking making up to do. You know, Malik Jacobs had a really poor game against Towson, and losing like that at home is not something that's going to be acceptable over the course of the season. I think that Justin Hamilton's going to have some major matchup advantages tonight. Noah Waterman just really hasn't gotten his shooting stroke up to par like we expected and saw last year yet. So I think that Justin Hamilton could take advantage of that. And I think that with Detroit, you got to slow them down early. This is a team that definitely has value when we're talking about first half money lines as a dog after watching that Towson performance. I think that with Kent State, this is an experienced backcourt. I expect a bounce back, but I can't guarantee it. What I do think, though, is that this is going to be ugly, muck-it-up basketball. Kent State does not want to let Detroit get going. They do not want Antoine Davis get going. And with Manu Akic starting to stand out as that primary second scorer, you're going to have to narrow in on him as well. This Detroit team just got a little more difficult to deal with. So it's a tough game all the way around, Connor.
I think it's tough as well. To me, it's dog or pass. Right now, I don't want to lay 6 with Kent State. And I'd lean over a little bit here at 138. We're not in the 40s. I think this game could get over. Alrighty, let's get to the next one. This one's an interesting game. 2 bad teams here. Hampton, William and Mary. Still don't think have covered. They're laying 3 here. Total 134. You got to look here.
Yeah, listen, I'm not going to lay anything with William and Mary. This is a group pet. I'm not going to. It's not happening. I watched this Hampton team fucking hit a almost impossible shot with 2 defenders on the side of freaking Russell Dean to hit that 3. So it's all good. I like Dejor Dickens being able to get back into the lineup. I think that when you incorporate freaking Mario Haskett more, you're going to be able to get some speed and some freaking drives to the rim. Otherwise, put the ball in the hands of Russell Dean and let fucking Deuce fucking do what he does. Hopefully he has a 7 for 10 type shooting performance from the free throw line and not a 4 for 10. But this is Hampton or pass, and I don't see points in this game. I just don't see it. Hampton hasn't gotten over 66 points, I think, this year. William and Mary's only gotten over it a couple times, and once was because of overtime. It's hard not to like unders in this game as well.
Yeah, I agree a little bit. I definitely lean under there. How about this one? Can this one get over? We see points. Long Island, Fordham favored by 8. Total 144.5.
Well, with Fordham, they are 3-point heavy now under Kyle Neptune. They are a better home performing team than they do on the road. And the key is just to get into that 3-point shooting rhythm. If they are hitting some threes with Quisenberry and Antonio Day early, I think that this is a group that is definitely worth getting on and over with. With Long Island, we know that they run tempo. We've seen it in multiple games. I don't like taking the totals in the 150s when it comes to them, but when we're talking about in the 140s, I don't mind it, and I actually like it a lot if it's closer to 139. But I think that with Long Island, Connor, you have 3 capable running big men that are not going to get bullied around by Chuba Obarms. So I think that when you look at Errol Penn, when you look at Ty Flowers, when you look at Isaac Conte, the Hofstra transfer, who they're definitely missing right now, this is a spot where LIU is going to have to push the tempo. They're going to have to go fast. Fordham, if their 3-point shot is dropping, this game's going over. So
I totally agree. Over. Yep, I think if their shot is dropping as well, I think it's over. Even you're at 144. How about this one? Nicholls State. Almost 20-point favorites, 19.5 over Mississippi Valley State. Always getting their ass whipped. Total 143.
Yeah, I think that with Mississippi Valley State, we've seen them really start to grind it out and really turn the game into a muck fest. And I think that when you look at it, it's like fucking sticking your hand into a cow's ass. You just fucking don't want to get involved with it. So I think that with Mississippi Valley State, they definitely benefited from Robert Carpenter and his added production. But the question is Caleb Hunter going to go 3 for 17 again from the field? Is he going to be looking to take those shots instead of getting it around and trying to utilize this added depth that Lindsey Hunter has at his disposal? I think it's a dangerous matchup. I think at the end of the day, Nicholls should cover this number. When you look at their offense and you look at the fucking scoring guards that they have in Ty Gordon, Devontae Carter, and Caleb Huffman, that should be enough right there. So we'll see. It's a tough game either way, but it will be on Mississippi Valley State's YouTube channel, so easily accessible.
Yes, watch them play horrible basketball right here on YouTube. Nicholls should cover, but I don't know if I'm going to put my money on it. You know, just laying 19 points with him. It's not my cup of tea. All right, let's get to the next one. Colgate, here's a pretty good one. Pittsburgh playing a little bit better basketball, Max. They are at home. Colgate's a solid team. They're laying 3. Little different scenario. You know, always probably years past if these teams play, they're catching points. On the road, laying 3, total 135.5. What do you like here?
Well, first off, shout out to Colgate for their freaking Canadians that they got over there. Olivier Lynch Daniels and Sam Thompson. Love to see some Canadians. And of course, with this Colgate team, you know, this is just not the same Colgate team from last year without Jordan Burns. Jordan Burns is a true alpha. Even though we've seen Nelly Cummings go off against the likes of Columbia, you know, this is just a different cup of tea. And yes, I'm giving credit to Pittsburgh, Connor. I'm giving credit. I don't have a fever. I'm not sick. But let's go back to that Minnesota game. What happened in that game? Minnesota blew a fucking goddamn opportunity to get a nice substantial win, falling behind and having to come from behind against Pittsburgh. I don't see what makes Colgate's opportunity better. Pittsburgh has to muck this game up. They have to fucking grind. They have to use their size and strength and really fucking get physical on Colgate. I just don't know. What to do.
I totally agree. Like, I like Colgate, but, you know, I pick them. Can they win by 5 or whatever here against this Pittsburgh team that hasn't been good? But I think this Pittsburgh team, only gets better as the year goes on. You know, they should. I hope so. They've already looked better than in front of, you know, the beginning, because it was horrible, some of those losses they had. So I'm off the game. If, you know, free bet gun in my head, I'd take the 3 with Pittsburgh. And I like Colgate. Let's get to this next one. Should be good. Monmouth at St. John's. St. John's favored now. It's 8.5. Total 154.5. This should see points up and down. What do you like here, Max?
Yeah, I'm praying for points. I actually went to the Caribbean store. I got a fucking chicken, a live one. I fucking bit its throat and I spit the blood in the air, and then I let Oliver lick it up. I'm ready for this game, Connor. I want points. I want drives. I want free throws. I just want it to be over with 7 minutes. I want to see 157 with 7 minutes left in the second half. Give it to me. From a personnel standpoint, Connor, let me control myself a little. I really like the size and scoring and ability of Walker Miller. You know, this is a guy that was sitting on the bench at UNC for 4 years, and now he's getting an opportunity alongside Shavar Reynolds, who is no stranger to playing at Cornesca. So I think Monmouth has all the chance in the world if they want to stay in this game. My fellow Canadian Samuel Chaput coming off the bench, giving you some solid leadership and point guard play at times. He's not going to give you any scoring, so just fucking get that notion out of your brain. But St. John's, you know, it's hard to trust them even with these types of points. But I'm going to just ride with Monmouth. I think that Monmouth loses the game by, I don't know, 5, 6, just hopefully not fucking more than 8.5.
Yeah, I hope so too. I think they could, you know, this could turn into free throws. I agree, it's a high total. I think they both probably get in the 80s. All I know is I wouldn't bet the under here. That's for sure. But I like the 8.5 a little better. After losing the first game to Charlotte, when they lost by 2, they covered. They're the undefeated ATS team. I was pretty impressed with that Cincinnati game they had was with Monmouth. I think they can score at times. They haven't gone up and down a lot, but they can, you know, and they beat other solid teams. Their schedule has been crazy bad, but Princeton, they got some decent wins. They beat Towson by 8, 79-71. So this is a pretty good basketball team. So I'll take the 8.5. Go ahead, Max.
Yeah, no, and I also want to point out that they start all seniors, all guys that have been 4 or 5 year players now. So hard not to like them in this situation.
Yep, I agree. I like the 8.5, and I think I'll have a little something on the over. I just think
And
it could get there.
just hope that the game isn't rigged, Connor, with these New Jersey schools. No offense to anybody in the chat from New Jersey. Just know that some of these New Jersey games are rigged. Billy Briz taught me that, baby. Billy Briz taught me that.
Yeah. Shout out to Ant, by the way, New Jersey.
Shout out to Ant.
Denver versus New Mexico. Here, New Mexico is laying the big number, 14. Total's 144. This could get over. What do you think here?
I think that this is a spot that definitely goes over. I'm hoping that it goes over early. I hope that this is a relatively ass clenching free game. And I've had my ass clenched a lot. I don't like it. It's not fun. But what I do think is interesting is the fact that Denver has been so nice to us when you've been betting them. Mikey Henn and KJ Hunt were the butt end of my fucking preseason jokes. And I don't know who sent them the content, but now they're playing like fucking a dependable 1 and 2 scoring option. I think that with Jonathan Johnson, you definitely need him as your third scoring option. If he comes to play tonight, I think that he can get off his shot. He can break somebody off the dribble. And against New Mexico, you're going to be able to do that because they have their own trio of high potent scoring guards. With Jamal Mashburn and fucking Jalen House and now KJ Jenkins back healthy, this New Mexico team is in a situational flat spot coming off the freaking New Mexico State loss.
Yes.
But it's over. It's over. It's points. I like points.
Yes, it is a flat spot, but they still win. It's a sleepy spot, but they still score whatever they want on Denver.
Just remember, though, that this Denver team did play Wyoming tough for 40 minutes. They didn't have to build up a big lead or anything. They just kept it within the margin and then backdoored it. So that's what I worry about New Mexico here. If you're playing it by the ATS, you take the points with the dog.
Yeah, it's a good one. I'm going to stay off, but I agree with you. I think it could get over the total. How about this one, Max? Iowa State. Iowa's 5-point favorite here. They've dropped a couple. Should be a good one. Total's 150.5. What do you like here?
Yeah, I haven't seen Iowa in their 2 road games be able to put up the same kind of home production that they did against all those cupcakes in the non-conference. I think that with Iowa, there is value betting props. And if you're on I guess FanDuel or DraftKings, whichever one has the single game props, there's value taking Keegan Murray tonight. But I'm not going to take this Iowa team on the road laying these types of points against this Iowa State team that is just so sound at turning you over. If they're able to turn Iowa over like they did in the Creighton and they did in the Memphis game, then Iowa State can outright win this. This is definitely first half money line dog territory. This is definitely Iowa State territory for me. It was a pick on Jimmy's show. It is the sexy lady taint of the day play, aka the taint play of the day. And I got no fucking problem backing these Cyclones. TJ Alzberger has definitely changed my mind watching the team and starting a freshman point guard. That is balls right there. So shout out to fucking little Hunter over there. Hopefully he gives you that good ball facilitation and that strong on-ball defense on the guards, because that's what they're going to need tonight against these Iowa guards and Bohannon and company.
Yeah, I can't back Iowa. They might be the better team, and they're showing it. It's a difference. They're laying 2 on the road. They're laying. Shout out to our guy, King Marcus, with a $50 dono, my man. Everything shuts down. $800. Damn. Good work, my guy. Shout out to you, Marcus. Shout out to the dono. That's what we love to hear. Damn. Love it. Fire me up right freaking here right now, baby.
Damn,
all right.
Straight.
Damn, Skippy. Let's get to this. Iowa. I can't lay points. It's too many. They got to win by number here on the road. That's the problem. this was, like I said, a pick 'em. They were laying something, but I've been impressed with Iowa State, Max. I mean, they beat Xavier by 12. You beat Memphis handily by 20. You just beat Creighton on the road. Now you're back home. I think they're just too sleeping on this team. And even if they lose, you're getting 5. I mean, we're not, so Iowa could win here. They might be the better team, but they're always better at home. They did go on the road and beat Virginia by 1, but this Virginia team I don't think is very good. I mean, they're okay. And then they've lost their last 2. So I'm with you. I know it's probably the public dog today here with Iowa State, but Max is on it. Tane is on it, Matty Ice, and it's just too many. I'm on it. If Rick and Iowa wins by 6, good for them. But I gotta take the points here and put a little money line as well, like you talked about, Max. First half, Absolutely. If you want to before a game, for sure. Let's get to. We got 2 left. Shout out again to Marcus, $50 donut, my guy. Boom. All right, you gotta calm down. All right, Merrimack versus Gonzaga. Gonzaga's favored by 32.5. Another huge number here. Max, total's 136.5. What are you even going to bet this game? What's up?
I'm a degenerate, so I'm probably going to bet it.
Yeah.
And
Hell yeah, on this card?
I just think that's really important for Gonzaga to get some 3-point shooting from Bolton and Nembhard. When you look at this Merrimack team and that debacle that they had at home with Brown and how Brown could shoot from 3 from anywhere, it makes me think that with big guards like freaking Nembhard and Hickman, they're going to be able to get their 3 off some of these undersized guards for Merrimack. I think that when you look at it, Gonzaga's definitely going to be able to score down low. I just think that there's value taking them in the first half. I want to see them blow them out. This is more of a game that feels along the lines of the Central Michigan or the Bellarmine game and not this recent rough stretch that we have in the back of our minds. So I want to see Gonzaga fuck with their eyes open, and that's the way I'm looking. So first half with Gonzaga, and I think that Merrimack struggles to score for at least 20 minutes of the game. So I'm looking at their full game team total under.
It always puzzles me, Max. Which 20 minutes is it going to be? Gonzaga, even the last year, I always have this trouble. Oh, we'll just go first half. And then they lay the egg first half and dominate second, so you'd have to bet the second because they were going to blow them out. They pull my hair out. Go ahead, Gonzaga. Win. I want nothing to do with you. Okay, yeah, next one, Grand Canyon, our last game of the day, Max. Grand Canyon, I think it's going to be a good one. Arizona State. It's 3.5. It opened last night 4.5. It's dropped to 3.5. Arizona State's favorite. Total 131. What do you like here?
Yeah, for me, it's dog or pass. I won't lay any kind of points with Arizona State. This is one of the Pac-12 schools that I do not feel confident about. And I think that with Grand Canyon, now you're getting that added strength, size, and front court depth that you needed in freaking Aiden Ijahone coming in. I think that with him playing in the lineup alongside Uwe Drago, you're going to get enough size to open it up for these guards to really try and take over. I think that with Holland Woods and Javon Blackshear, this is definitely a backcourt tandem that can go up against Arizona State. And guess where Holland Woods played last year? He played at Arizona State. I think that if Arizona State is going to have to rely on DJ Horn to lead this offense, it just ain't happening for me. So I'm riding with the dog or I'm passing on the game altogether.
Yeah. To me, this is dog or pat. There's just no way I'm taking Arizona State. And they scored 29 versus Washington State. And they beat Oregon, which I don't know. Oregon, I don't know what's going on with that team. I don't want to look their way lately. They lost a little to Chicago by 16, Syracuse by 8. It's just dog or pass, Grand Canyon. And I lean under a little bit here at 131. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Only 43 likes, like Remo said. Hit the like button if you have it. Does a lot for us. We appreciate it. All righty. That was a good one, Max. Short little show. We are done. Let's get to the commercials, the sponsors, and we will get to our best bets. Let's go. Here we go. Go to Southtown 101 if you're in the San Antonio area. Karaoke, food, drinks, place is great. Get there. MyBookie.ag at promo code PubSports. Use the Bitcoin. Put 1,000. They give you 1,000 back. Use your debit or credit. You only get half. You put 1,000, you get 500. Use it because you need multiple books for multiple lines. And go to manscaped.com. Keep everything shaved, trimmed, keep it good. Get 20% off promo code PubSports. And shout out to my guy. Oh, the Pub Rub. My bad, I forgot. Get it on the meat. Get your meat seasoned. Rub the meats down. Get them marinated. Get this Pub Rub on it. Go to pubsportsradio.com. 2 for $25. I got to give a shout out here to Nasty Nate. I want to give a little thing. He said, thanks for the dono. No problem, my guy. And if you could, tag me if you want. I'll put it out on Twitter. Or you could drop it in right now, Nate, for your son's basketball team, the Mariners. Mariners, right? Yeah. So they just need some stuff for his son plays basketball. It's great. Throw a buck, couple bucks, whatever, or at least get the word out. Even if you don't donate, maybe you could retweet it because that'd be great. He's doing a fundraiser for his son's basketball team. So shout out to Nasty Nate and his son. All right, Max, that's it. Let's get to best bets. Get through yours, get through mine, and we'll get out of here.
All right, listen, I'm going to take a dog that I know that you're going to also take in Monmouth. I'm going to take them plus 8.5. I'm going to add on the Denver, New Mexico full game over 144. And then I'm going to add the Bethune-Cookman full game over 137, which starts in about 48 minutes. So those are going to be my 3 best bets. And hopefully 2-1. Please not 0-3. Please.
Please. Come on. No 1-3. You will not. I guarantee it. I almost made this. I needed the number to be bigger, Max. The Texas Seton Hall. But I lean under in that game. I needed it to be 139 or around there to really love it. I'm going over Purdue, Rutgers. Purdue gets in the 80s. I think Rutgers can do enough. It gets over 138. And Monmouth plus 8.5 for the show. I also probably will have a bet on the over as well, like me and Max talked about. And Iowa State is take the 5.5. It's the tank. Max likes it. We like it. Take it. Take the plus 5.5. I think they can win outright, or at least the game will be tight. And that is it. Last words for the chat, Max, before we get out of here.
Yeah, obviously appreciate you guys spending the time with us every day, and just hope to see you guys tomorrow. So let's get some winners. And it's Christmas time. Let's pray to the local stripper god, Mandy, because she's just voluptuous in every way we want her to be.
Shout out to Mandy. Cash action bets. T-Mac, Paco Healy, Nathan Serta, Turnsy, 66, Brim Most, Colton, Viral Video, Block Kid, Don Carleone, who else? James Little, Sharpie, my guy, BBW Harpoonist, Joshua Chapman, everyone else. Hit the like button. We appreciate it. We're out of here. He's the great Maxwell Smart. I'm Conor Mack. We be pumping!